Are you a fan of crime? Are you a fan of cities? Have I got the game for you? My choice for the RetroTech 120p challenge this week is Crime City by Taito. Look at that majestic mullet. All you could need in a late 80s side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. Let's go for a kill time. Yes, indeed, Raymond. So yes, this is the RetroTech 120p challenge for all your RetroTech 120p challenge needs. You can have as many goes as you like before you press that record button. As soon as you press that record button, it is you and your 2 credits against that world. Let's hope the world is willing, that it bends over and is pliant to your demands. If not, you're forcing sex into the world, and that's a terrible thing. Right up its Vesuvius. So this is the sequel to Chase HQ of all things, which is amazing, and more on that in a minute. I just want to first talk about the nature of 80s arcade games and for their goons to wear either a coat or a waistcoat over a bare chest. Especially these guys, as they look like they're from the Rice Krispies advert. But what is that about the 80s? Why was everyone walking around with no t-shirt on? I mean, if you've got like the right pectoral muscle to flat belly ratio, go for it. And these chaps clearly are very fit. However, it is a little bit weird and maybe a little bit homoerotic. But whatever floats your, there's one in the background, boat. So yes, let's talk about this being the sequel. This is a game that came out in 1989 on the B System hardware. It is the direct sequel to Chase HQ because it came out before SCI. Of course, Chase HQ was converted to many formats, and then they converted SCI to a lot of other formats, Ocean. But they didn't convert this. Catch hold of prison breakers. I will. Thanks, headline. This is the prison break level, which actually consists the bank robbery level, which consists of not much bank. You'll see in a minute. But yeah, it's a very strange, forgotten game. This, I made a video about it 3 years ago. Not one of my best ones, but if you want to watch it, it is available. There might be a link either above or at the end of the video, depending on how lazy I am. It wasn't the only sequel to Chase HQ. There was also a quiz game called Quiz HQ that only came out in Japan. So a really weird journey for this title, I think, or for Chase HQ. We often only think of obviously the first one and the second one with the gun in it, but yeah, there was this and a quiz game. Clearly influenced by either Miami Vice or, as you can see from the background, I've chosen to say it was influenced by Lethal Weapon, which means basically what that means is 2 cops. One's black, one's got a mullet. Who's going to be your influence there? Is it going to be Riggs and Murtaugh? Or is it going to be Crockett and Tubbs? Choose your favourite. But I went for Lethal Weapon. I was a bit too young for Miami Vice. And I hate the Spectrum game and have to play it in a few weeks because I'm running out of TV games. Oh my word. This, though, is obviously the sequel to a much better car game, that being Chase HQ. Weird stuff in this game, though. You'll see the weirdness involving the dog a bit later on. What else will you see? The life bar is weird because you can take sort of weird physical damage. As soon as someone puts a bullet in your bell end, you're down, mate. There's not. It's very formulaic. This. I don't know why I made a video. In retrospect, I think I was just fascinated that I'd found this game was related to Chase HQ in some way, and was like, "Yeah, I'll talk about that." Look at this guy hanging up there with his ponytail. And there's a man with a big nose, and I actually killed him with my spiky mullet there. I just headbutted his belly, and down he went. Whiskey cures your health, and as I said, your health is only affected by if someone makes physical contact with you. Even if you get run down by a car, you won't lose a life. but as soon as any bullet touches you just like that, you will fall. There's another weird bit coming up, which is like the Contra style into the screen shooty bit. And as you can see from this bank robbery level so far, we have been on a highway in a helicopter, and we've been in a car park, and we've yet to get into a bank. There goes a doggy. Of course, we all know about Dobermans is that they were the cool bad guy dog of the 80s, followed of course by the Rottweiler, the slightly bulkier Doberman of course, in the 90s, and both have retired and let the pit bull take over these days, or the American pit bull. And look at this guy, bullet in the bum. Oh no, I just sort of stood on his hand and he died. What a fey individual. There's a guy with a big nose and a moustache. There, he's sort of like your main machine gun villain. And the larger chap with the balaclava, it seems to be trying to burn off those calories by jumping everywhere. Got run over by a yellow Porsche. Lovely. Shall we do a genital fact? Now, you might be expecting it to be about dogs, and goodness knows, don't we like talking about dogs? Although I haven't actually covered dogs yet. But because it is the season of the festivities, the time when we force ourselves to eat sprouts and mince pies, even though much better food is available, we're going to talk about reindeer. Although first, I want to just get to the weird bit involving the dog first, and it's coming up now. Look, see that barrel? It's got a dog in it. What a cruel bastard. Now, if you were to tell me that the worst traits of humanity is cruelty to animals, and I'd say stuffing a Doberman into a barrel far too small for itself and then rolling it at a policeman makes you one of the worst people in the world. But that is still a weird choice. So yes, reindeers. Let's talk about reindeer sex. As very quickly, actually, let's not quite talk about it. Let's show you the entire bank level. It's this screen. Yes, this one screen is the entire bank robbery level. As a hostage. But yes, reindeer. Yes, good. So they breed between August and September. 200 to 220 days worth of gestation for them, meaning they give birth in April. Now, they do this while they do all the sanitary stuff of flying around the world while pregnant, because all of those reindeer are female. But wait, you say, Rudolph, that sounds very much like a male reindeer's name. And you are indeed correct. However, the reindeer, otherwise known as caribou, they are the same creature, a bit like panthers and jaguars, as I found out. They are all the reindeer in the Christmas stories. Catch hold of bank robbery, very important, good headline writing. All of the reindeer in the Christmas stories are female reindeers. Now, I know this because reindeers grow their antlers at different times. Male reindeers have their antlers from May until sort of late autumn, early winter, and then they shed them. Now, lady reindeers, they grow their antlers a little bit later, and most of them still have those antlers around December the 25th, meaning that every reindeer you see pulling Santa's bloody wooden sleigh thing full of presents for ungrateful children, they're all lady reindeers and possibly pregnant. And there he is, forcing them to fly around in all sorts of temperatures, probably not having much time for a break. Santa, what a bastard. And that's what they do during the Lynx box set in Eggnog season. And if you're wondering about male reindeer, yes, they have an 11-inch penis. Their ends are sex stories and indeed facts about reindeer. Back to Crime City. Yes, so Crime City then. Let's look at this as we approach the final furlong Furlong? I always get that word confused with furlough now. Look at this chap. He looks like someone. I can't think who. The blonde guy with the armour. I don't know who he looks like. Look at this dog. Look. This is dramatic, but look at the timer down the bottom. I have to go and fist this dog. Otherwise I couldn't finish it. I'll only finish on 1 second. Otherwise I lost a life. And now as I go in exploring in the warehouse, in this smuggling operation where they appear to be smuggling tyres and men that look like Terry Funk. He's well dressed, that guy. That's how you want your gangster to look. As I pick up the cocainum. No, I've left the cocainum. The glowing yellow cocainum has been left. So yeah, I don't know how this was received. I don't think it's that well known, this game, really. It's not one of Taito's best games, I'd have to say. I think that I saw a review of this recently on GameSack, which is why I've sort of chosen to do it, I think. Because, you know, I'd played it before and I was like, well, you know what, we could have that as one of the choices. It was either this or Galaxy Force, which, you know, I might have to put back in the mix at some point. There's some good games coming up. I think Frank's going to be choosing Mercs soon, so let's have Mercs. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Maybe, you know what, maybe I'll give him some support this week and I'll choose Mercs as my game too. Because what happens is, in the RetroTech 120p challenge, is that you join the Facebook group and then you can have as many goes as you like, as I say, and then as soon as you have your go and you press the record button, that's your run. You put that up on Facebook, or YouTube, and then Facebook, and then you say, look, that's my go. I've not cheated or anything. I've not lowered the difficulty level. I've not done anything weird. I've just loaded up, used the default settings, and I've gone, there you go, there's the whole game. And look at this bald fella who's now thrown a grenade at me and ended my go. So yeah, join the group, play along with the game, and you get to choose a game each week. It goes into a wheel and the winner gets to choose the game. Now you'll see a bit of art from me. I draw a micro penis out of bullets, and I hope that I see some very good artwork from everyone playing this week. That's not the best penis I've drawn, I'll be honest, but I am using a droid pad to draw in bullets, and I admit that this is my penis using the words "my" and "cock," which is, you know, I think very honourable of me to admit. I decided about it like a couple of stray pubic hairs there, due to the chemotherapy, I guess. Don't worry, I'm not dying of cancer. And then we end the go. That's the end of this challenge. So have a look at the video I made of this game. It's a bit more in depth in terms of, and less genitally. So yeah, have a look at that, and we'll see you hopefully next week for the next episode of RetroTech. I'm not doing a proper video this week because it's Christmas, so make the most of this. Okay, thanks, bye.